Hello friends, I am Natalia at Mom's Dish. We are making the easiest sourdough pancakes. I have my sourdough starter here. They're delicious, they're great for your discard. Very easy recipe, amazing flavors from the sourdough. You're gonna love this recipe. Let's do it. Okay, here are the ingredients that we're working with. I need some all-purpose flour. I always use Bob's Red Mill. We're gonna add a little bit of salt, just like a pinch, this grinder. Okay, got it. Then we have some sugar. And I'll list all the measurements down below, and then I'm gonna add some baking powder. I love these little jars for baking powder and baking soda. So just teaspoons of powder. 2 teaspoons, did I say that? But it is all down below. You don't have to remember it. Then we have baking soda. Okay. This is all for the dry ingredients. I'm just gonna combine it together. And for now, we're gonna set this aside. We're gonna work on our wet ingredients. So we have some milk. Okay, I need to measure about a cup of my sourdough starter. I fed this yesterday, but if you have discard, it works really well for this recipe. They just may come out a little more sour than they typically would be. So we're just gonna dump this in here. Okay, I am slightly short on a sourdough here, but that's totally fine. This recipe is really adaptable. I have used buttermilk before, but you really don't need buttermilk for this recipe because sourdough makes it all so bubbly with all the baking powder and baking soda. So we're gonna add that in here, and then we need 2 eggs. We're gonna add that in. And I like using a fork to whisk it all up together. You could use a whisk, you could use a fork, or a spoon, all that works. Just enough to combine it all. Okay, pour this in. Then I just like to mix it in as we pour it in. You could use a dough hook for this. Fork is working for me well, so I'm just gonna combine it with a fork. Whatever you have on hand works in this case. But you can see already the bubbles forming. That's what makes them so bubbly. Gives you that flavor, a little bit of sweetness from the sugar. Actually, I am seeing a little more lumps in there, so I'm just gonna use this whisk to make it more smooth because I don't want the flour lumps in my pancakes. Just enough until everything is really smooth. That looks good. I have a little setup here going on. My pan is preheated. I'm adding just a little bit of butter, and you want the butter to melt. I love adding butter for pancakes because it adds that flavor. That's the way my mom made pancakes. She called it oladji. And I just feel like it adds better flavor. So we need about 1/3 of a cup per pancake. That's kind of how I make them. This might be a little bit more, maybe not, but just like to use equal size measurements so they cook equally. You know how they say that you always mess up the first scrape? Same thing with pancakes. I wish they were slightly smaller, so I'm actually gonna go with the smaller ice cream scoop for the next ones because they're spreading out very ugly, like they're like triangular shape. I don't understand the situation. Also, my cooktop right there is so much better than this one. This one is so much slower, so the cooking time is gonna be way better in your kitchen than it is here on camera. We just have a better angle when we put this cooktop right in front of you. All for you guys. Once you see the bubbles like this on pancakes, you're ready to flip them over, and they really do remind me of my mom's oladji. They have like the crispy edges that my mom's oladji would have, which is just literally a Ukrainian version of pancakes. Or oladji, is that Russian word? Might be Russian word. Oladji. Tomato. Also, between each layer, between each batch, I like to add some more butter. Just let it melt. Run it on a pan. Just letting it melt, and then we add second batch. Or third batch. You have a thing going here. Because I have 2 pans going, I think I might have burned this set. Not too bad. Okay, maybe too much. At least here's proof that you can actually make solid color. But personally, I love the burned ones. That's like my preference all the time. I think this is good. Got nice color on both sides. And I just let them rest on a cooling rack so they still keep that like crispy edge on the ends if I'm not serving them right away. Sometimes I'll leave them, I'm gonna turn this off for now. Sometimes I'll leave them in an oven at very, very low temperature. You don't want them to dry out, or you can actually wrap them in foil and keep them warm that way. But honestly, I prefer to make them to order basically. I have 2 pans going. They get crispy, fresh, right on the pan. Perfection that way. Okay, so our pancakes, seriously Tim, where are you? Okay, pancakes are ready. If I was serving this for breakfast, this would be kind of like the way I would serve it. Add some berries, sour cream. You know, like you probably eat pancakes growing up with sour cream.
Would you have enough time to add all this stuff? Because I know as you're making them, we tend to steal them.
Yes, but if you were like hosting a group of people, hopefully they won't like steal them.
We did steal a couple. I stole one. You stole one.
We did eat a few in the process because the crispy warm edges are like always the best.
You're cooking them. You cook them in butter, right?
Yes.
I thought I saw some butter. They become so crispy. Oh,
so good.
You can't say no to that.
Okay, going back to what we're serving them with.
Yeah.
Don't distract me.
Do your speech really quick.
Okay, sour cream a must in Slavic households.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Because I asked you a question earlier. Then raspberry jam, our favorite family jam that we love so much. We actually have a YouTube video of that. I'll put it right here somewhere. If you see a pop-up, click on it, watch that video. It's amazing. And then it has chia. It's like really, really healthy version of
that
jam.
One.
Yes.
Yes. It feels so light, but so good. Okay.
And then we have some pancakes here, berries, whatever you want to do. They are so soft. I'm gonna pull one out of here.
Like,
they're soft. They're just amazing. Like, look at this.
I think America has cool pancakes. I mean, good pancakes. But man, if you haven't tried these pancakes, I mean.
I feel like people in America also make sourdough pancakes.
Really?
This reminds you of a lot. That's why you say that.
Yes, I grew up eating
because
these.
we cook them on butter, so that makes the edges so much better. So okay, fluffy, so good. If you don't have a starter for sourdough, there is one that you can actually buy on Amazon that's really good, or ask your neighbors. They probably have one. It is.
Once we put that in our mouth, we're not gonna be talking. You
The
guys are
jam,
gonna just have to watch us see.
The jam is a must with this. Like all of this. Or you can do maple syrup. Is that what typically people do for pancakes?
Yeah. So, I mean, what's the difference between these and American pancakes? I know I just did them.
I mean, there's, well, yeah, because
still
they don't cook them on a lot of butter like we do.
Oh,
So growing up, Mom
butter.
always used a lot of butter, so the edges are always crispy. But I mean, a lot of people do make this kind of pancakes.
Oh, okay. I also very much like the fact that they're slightly smaller. And you're right, we did call them oladji.
Tim does not even care about the sourdough part.
It sounds cool. To me, it tastes good.
It has like a tart flavor from the sourdough.
Oh, is that from the sourdough?
Okay, well, that's a wrap. We have a lot of other sourdough recipes as well on the site, so if you want to watch them, or not on the site, even on the YouTube channel, you can go see them. Anything else? Any last words?
Yum. You've been really exploring the sourdough, and this is
For the last few years now.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Ciao.
Ciao.
Did you say ciao at the end in Italian?
It's Italian.
It doesn't matter. I'm Italian at heart. You gave me this look like I said something wrong.
Yeah, like Italian. Say, до побачення.
До побачення.
Yeah.
Пока, друзі.